Hello everyone, this is the Ninja DC. Join me again for another React video. This time for Star. Sorry, I said Star. We need to skip that for now.
We'll
get back to that.
Have the Star versus.
But join this time. We're doing My Little Pony Season 9, Episode 7. We're almost through the already hiatus. Join me again though. Before then,
wait,
heard of it? Oh yeah, there's going to be a hiatus at after episode 13.
Not again.
Oh God! It's
Really?
like the prelude to the emptiness of no My Little Pony series 4 anymore.
Season 5 introduced a lot of habits for the franchise I'm not fond of. This is one of them.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the big part of it is the show's release schedule got switched from before season 5. I think it was season 5 show, but like before its schedule was it started airing in August, but then it would go over to through December and slightly sometimes into January, but end by then. It might have a week off because of Christmas or something like that, but it would generally come back.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's switched to where it's releasing in the spring, so they don't want to air it in the summer because summer is toxic for ratings, even though that's a very outdated concept.
Summer toxic for ratings? How? Don't they get it, kids? Don't they get it after when it's summer? That's what kids only want to do is watch TV. But then again, you have those pesky parents trying to stop them.
3 and 4 they moved it to November, and then season 5 they started putting it out in April. And May.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they switched it to where they start in spring, but they want to stop at the end of spring where it goes into summer because they don't want to air it in the summer.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot our introductions before we start ranting.
I know.
Oh my God! Yeah.
All right. Heard of bronies?
Hello, you ponies. I'm a herd of bronies. I am back after not showing up for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Right. What are your thoughts on those 2 episodes?
Well, let's see. The one before last one, that was the one with the library.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe I already said gave my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Right.
it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, though, I wasn't too fond of. Yeah, I don't think. I think that was might be my worst for the season so far.
Let me see. What are the other episodes?
Yeah.
What was the last episode? Episode 2.
The one with Quibble.
That was actually
that
pretty
one.
popular in this group. I think I was the least positive vote, and I said it was a solid B grade sort of an episode.
Yeah.
So I can see.
I mean, I
I can
liked everything returning, but that's all it has. It's not very involving. It's not.
I can see where your complaints were, like because it has pacing issues. I think most of us thought it had some pacing issues and all that, and at the very least.
Maybe not
Heavy
pacing,
focus on the
but I
hijinks.
don't know.
I mean, not just pacing, but like how the story is, not the story itself, but how it's told, sort of thing.
I just thought that story was uninteresting.
Don't go for the
I didn't
stepdad
really
type
care
of story, huh?
No, it's not my kind of story.
Not everybody's cup of tea. Understandable.
All right.
Right. Let's get our introductions out of the way.
All right. Carlos, you free?
Yes. Yeah, sorry.
All
This is Gun Milligator here presenting himself over for some reactions. Hopefully this time I'll be able to pay attention and see the entire episode without being interrupted once by family. But here we go, reacting to more Pony, and I've already seen a spoiler image, and it's God. This episode. Why?
I'm curious what that image was, but I'll find out soon enough. All right. Next up, Jen.
Hello, this is Jen, and ready to watch the episode because I believe it's a Yona episode, and I'm excited for Yona. Woohoo! Because Yona's so darn cute.
You have to admit with Yona, she made us actually care about the yaks, which is quite the accomplishment.
Very
Yona is
much
the savior
so.
of yaks.
Yona, yes, the savior of yaks is Yona. All will bow to Yona. All yaks will bow to Yona.
The yak queen.
The yak queen.
Yeah.
And one little tidbit.
Queen.
And one little tidbit of last week's episode. Dare I say it? Can anyone interpret this as kind of a Quibble redemption episode? Just a dumb question.
I liked Quibble in the first place, so I might be the wrong one to ask.
I would say redemption is maybe not the right word, but I would say definitely growing up. Where like he was definitely taking a much more mature route.
He was actually a little bit. I couldn't believe it. They actually made him like tolerable this time, and I found myself just grumbling all the way through. I was like, I can't believe this crap. They're making him. Everybody knows how much hate I had from the first time. I'm like, no, don't make me like it. Oh man, you made me like him. You made me understand. You made me understand. And like, darn it, curse you writers.
Well, I mean, you still have one pony left that's still going to the glue factory if they don't do anything with him.
Cozy Glow.
No, we're talking about Stick in the Mud.
Oh, I forgot. Stick in the Mud and Cozy Glow. You know what? Stick in the Mud's harmless. As annoying as he is, he's harmless. You know what? I'm feeling generous tonight. Let's get him out of the Glow Factory. Get him out of the Glue Factory. We'll get him out of the Glue Factory. Just keep
I'm gonna
Cozy
need
in
to
there.
see his. What's it called? I'm gonna need to see his Glue Factory pass.
Exactly, and then it'll be like just go before I change my mind, quick.
Yeah, and then
I'll be at the gate. Like I'm gonna need to see your papers first.
And then all of a sudden they find him back in. It's like, hey, wait a minute, he was free to go. What happened?
All right, and next up, second.
I'm the second opinion, and everyone's wild about me. I'm the second opinion, and they're just wild about. Cannot do without. They're just wild about me. I've been trolling with them with that old React.
I tell you, second has like the best introductions ever.
Hey, I resent that statement.
Oh wait, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Carlos. Okay, I'll tell you what. There'll be an introduction off one day. Carlos in second go like head to head and best introduction and battle royale, fight to the death.
We'll have the battle royale for the series finale.
Yes. Let's rephrase this. Let's rephrase this, kids. Carlos at second, the best introductions. There. And for best introduction overall, you're gonna have to fight it out because I can't decide this one.
All right, but that was
biggest, little less stupid smashing yaks with cutesy little Yona.
Yay!
Them all back.
All right, is everyone ready for the next? Is everyone ready for the episode?
Ready?
Yes.
All right, everyone press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait.
Don't start.
Wait.
Don't start.
Okay. No.
Stop.
Don't start watching.
All right. We're ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
All right.
Count that again.
Okay, let's do this again.
Press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Here we go.
And here we are.
All right. Is that my pony Sona?
Oh wait, can everyone start over again?
And again.
Oh.
And here we go again.
Yeah, my player got stuck for like 4 seconds in black. All right. Earn back to 0.
Wait a minute. Back to 0? Okay.
Yeah. Speaking about 0, guess what anime I just watched?
Familiar 0?
No? Something about an Isekai 2016.
I don't know. What you get me?
ReZero.
Oh!
Wait, I forget.
ReZero.
Is that the one where they're all unlikable idiots, or is that the one where the one guy keeps dying, gets brought back?
One guy who keeps dying and gets brought back via
right.
by death.
They're aesthetically so similar, like in terms of like just looking at the character designs. I get them mixed up.
No, I get the unlikable idiots one, like, and the light novel writers for both of them are confirmed best friends in real life. That's how chummy they are.
Well, that makes sense because now they have that 4-part Isekai series with
The
2 more.
Isekai Quartet, which is the best anime for like the spring season. No,
Are we
no,
watching
no.
MLP now?
All right.
Tangent.
All right.
Jet.
All right.
I
Everyone
swear, I'm
ready?
gonna keep a stopwatch and start it every time you guys go on a tangent and see
Yeah.
how long it takes.
Oh no.
All
And see what
right.
your
Okay,
longest time
can't we
is.
stab at thee?
All right. Everyone got set 0-0.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Here we go. Let's do that again.
Okay.
All right. So my persona in a poster for a dance off. That's very good.
That
So,
is actually one thing to think of. They don't have.
Oh, that's right.
the Fet Lock Bet.
What?
Well, your mom might say a brony dance party. Dude.
I want someone to keep track of all the different. It would be someone to keep track of all the different like pony transformations that she has.
Oh my gosh. Yona should be in the mosh pit.
Oh
Sledgehammer
god.
ballet.
Please tell me there is a gif of Yona in the
Yona's
mosh
style of
pit.
dancing, break dancing. With an emphasis on the breaking. Oh.
Yeah. She's so excited about posters.
You're not big about that.
All right. Oh my God! Don't tell me they're shipping. Oh my God! They're shipping it has commenced. Run.
They literally just said they was open up to everyone.
Actually, though, this seems like it might be trying to
Are they actually making
dig
it?
into a sort
They're
of to a
trying to make
message
this
on
an
subliminal
actual-
messages.
Pony, pony, pony.
Like-
Baby, no.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, that's a callback to Suited for Success.
Oh,
Oh, poor gal.
Oh boy.
Yona does not know about pony.
Now I understand why this episode is entitled "She's All Yak," because it's like a turn of the movie. It's a take on the movie "She's All That," and if anybody's ever watched that,
And it's gonna end with a dance climax of Yona and Sandbar
Yona's
slamming
gonna
themselves all over the dance floor like
Yona's gonna-
Yona was doing a minute ago.
but does this mean Yona gonna get makeover from Rarity? Oh
Can
my
we
gosh!
please have the Student 6 reappear in Gen 5? Please.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or have to
Give
just have a
us the
spin-off
students.
series after the series ends.
I mean, we'll have a
Like
second
a web
question,
series.
we'll
It's just
spin
the Student 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Student 6 reality
Nicole,
after the
or-
main 6 leave it. Oh, Nicole. Over?
Tradition. I want to be where the ponies are. I want to wear their dresses. Ninja, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god, is this the episode where Yono talks normal?
I'm not ready for this.
What is
Yep.
that?
You're
Oh,
not
no.
ready for this.
Okay, we're not going to get that. Sad face.
What?
Add 3 more faces to the rarity face counter.
She's talking like she has something in her mouth.
God, add 2.
Her posh levels are going now 9,000.
Oh God.
Every British viewer is
Okay, I'll bring it back down.
eternally screeching or breathing at this.
I thought they were edibles.
For that.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's where that screenshot was from.
I'm just saying you'll probably have to make one since she's not a pony.
You
It ain't a
gotta
complaint,
go
but
the
this really isn't a
sequels,
problem
girl.
for Rarity.
You're so dirty. That's what you
Yona.
really wanted to say, Rarity.
I feel a song coming on.
Oh no!
Rarity
Oh,
song!
here we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Not to brag or anything.
Ooh. Time for Yona. Always dresses in style. Look at a girl, she's a really good darling.
I like the backbeat.
Nice. Whoa.
Oh gosh.
No.
Perm that yak.
No. What? What?
It's alive. Yep, I knew it.
Got
Oh,
Twilight. And hello there, Fox. Oh,
Ah,
What?
Portified.
Uh,
Oh, that's going to have so many fan works.
yeah. Pony versions of all the characters. And yak versions of all the ponies, I'm sure.
oh, hello
The thing is,
there.
like, with at least some of them,
Callback
it's
to
sort of
Pop
easy.
Pop.
Like, Galus, like, he just looks straight up like a Wonderbolt with a built-in uniform.
aw, that was adorable. I'm surprised. Wait, the vet. I just
You
figured
guys
out
met
what
the
that's a
dancer
take
there?
on. I just figured out what that's a take on. The Met. The Met. That's why they're calling it the Fet. The Met. The Fet. I get you now.
Ah,
Everybody still here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
right foot yellow.
This is Twister.
Left horn green.
Fluttershy, you might want to
Oh boy.
start a level lower.
Oh dear. Oh my god, the bunny shuffle.
That's also going to be
That's
used.
cute. That's actually surprisingly
Bunny
cute
got
for that
that.
evil little thing.
It's going to be way harder.
Yes.
Mm.
This ain't really a yak thing. These are two wildly different dances.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Please let there be a meme or a gif of somewhere of Yona in a mosh pit. Whoever makes it, whoever does this, whoever makes a good gif of this in a mosh pit, I will
Yona
love them
Liberation
forever.
Front. That was great.
Oh, we're actually getting all the main six involved in this.
Welcome to square dancing.
Oh wait, fetlock, potluck. It's a mix of the met and potluck.
My God. What do you cook? No. Get away from the C word, Pinky. The fandom is
Best
still forever starved by that word.
Ew.
Pinky's face.
Okay, Pinky, you are suddenly dissatisfied.
Throw that crap
Let's
away.
go. Yeah, Applejack. We're in a cooking show, okay?
She's about a quarter of the way into turning into surprise.
She is.
Why are we reenacting Spy Detective Sins in Applejack's kitchen again? Come on. We've already suffered enough being in that kitchen. And also for like the perfect pair. But then again, the perfect
Oh,
pair
they found
was
something
the same,
she's
but
good at.
Yeah.
Smash.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Polish. Run.
I was kind of hoping they'd do a different color on Yona, but oh well.
Green suits her.
It does.
They know that green goes with her already.
But here's the thing: they could do like gold with her, because they could do gold with her. I think.
Isn't green an uncreative
Yuck,
color?
yuck. Giving a yak a bath. So gross.
Yak.
She's
To
getting
axe
better.
me. To axe me to tea.
Montage
Oh my
fixes
God.
everything.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a montage.
Oh, look at them. Look at the main five. Oh my God, look at her. She's so precious. Oh my God, it's so precious. So natural, but it's so precious. Ah,
She's using pronouns.
what have you done to her?
Okay, we
Oh my
know.
God.
Sad thing is, I already know this is going to be a train
And her
wreck.
character is
Amy,
ruined.
Angel is not happy.
You got through our whole makeover montage.
Angel is not. Anyone knows Angel is not happy. He is not surprised. He is not amused.
Now Yona has truly become the ambassador for all that kind.
Oh, the little girl yak is bigger than the adult ponies.
That's the funniest thing. You would think they would be the same.
What the
heck?
God, what the heck is that?
Oh my
That's
God!
a
Dead dragon.
reference.
Dead mouse.
It's now Dead
It's
Dragon
Mouse.
or Dead Spike.
They don't use the D word in this universe.
No, they don't.
The
What? Things get
In the
destroyed
star.
all the time. Don't use that
Oh my God! Sandbar. You know, like you're going up and beyond your league, man, right?
She's gonna take a potato chip and eat it.
Oh my God, Silver Street. Oh, and the rest of them are like piggybacking out the. Oh my God.
Ah,
that is not what I was
what
expecting.
is that?
What?
What have
Okay,
you done?
Rarity, I think
No.
you botched the look.
So
No. No.
What?
Absolutely not.
What have you done?
You made a monster. Oh my God! Look at her cellus.
Oh my God.
My eyes, my ears.
This is a case.
Okay.
This is a case in which a makeover has
I
gone
think
wrong.
half the looks you threw out were better than those.
Yeah.
Better than that.
Yes.
It's too much. Like it could work except for the wig. Like that is
Oh God.
I really want her in a different color dress, honestly.
the only person who can really pull off purple and green is the Joker. No one else can.
True. True. Very
Next
true.
up, Spike.
Oh, and Spike.
Next to Spike.
But Spike is more
I
green.
should-
It's like it's
In other
more
words, dead
highlights.
Spike. In other words, dead
Yes.
Spike, like that helmet.
Yeah, but it's more of a. It's more highlights with spikes.
Yeah,
Somebody's been to a Dead Mouse concert.
absolutely.
This is what happens when you can't get vinyl scratch.
You're
Mhm.
right.
You get spiked.
Yeah.
Would
Very valid
Vinyl
point.
Scratch even do a party like this?
Yeah.
Nah.
Mm. Oh god. Oh.
He messes up a lot.
Okay. I refuse to believe that all of the ponies have learned the dance in this much detail.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
this
did not
is
have
just-
to learn any dancing when I was in elementary school beyond like the simplest of steps.
I
just
had
brainwashed
at one point I
into
did
your
in gym class.
I had to learn
That sucked.
the Macarena once in gym class, and I think it was more complex than any ballroom dancing I had to learn there.
You poor soul.
Man, so much. Wow.
You know what? I cannot
put
wait
your
for like
left foot-
Brony. I cannot wait for BronyCon and see all the people in the DJ events dressed like
Oh,
Spike
yeah.
now.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You put your left hoof in, you put your left foot out, put your left foot in, and shake it all about.
And we already have the pony pokey for that.
Teenage pony.
do the pony pokey.
Again, though,
Yeah.
this is like just such a weird.
Whoever thought a purple wig on Yona was a good idea?
Eh,
Yeah, this is like the second time Rarity has done a very badly functional costume.
Yeah, guys.
This reminds me of the original down at like the
definitely
spine.
there.
This is the best night ever, part 2.
Oh no!
Jeez.
Ah,
Oh no!
Nice save on the shield, Twilight.
It's like, the
Yaxis.
thing is, they kind of established that she was good. It was like, we just,
oh no, crying Yona is too much for my heart to take.
Oh.
they should end this one the same way they did when it happened to SpongeBob. He comes back in and kills it with the sponge dance.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
Oh.
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 Oh yeah, I forgot the treehouse.
That is tragedy.
That's too much for my heart to bear either.
Yona, you wear out thou Yona.
Oh. That is really the prettiest treehouse I've ever seen.
Oh.
Oh.
You're not worth owning.
You know what? I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you.
That was fun.
Oh my god, Selma, that was the smartest comeback you could have done ever.
Oh.
Oh my god! This ship might actually have fuel! Shipping fuel!
Oh.
So much! Oh!
I don't know.
That's cute.
Girls, get yourself a pony like Sandbar.
Even when
Sandbar
he's a
finally is
dum-dum,
useful.
He is an honest dum-dum.
Oh, and besides the time he bailed everybody out.
Oh yeah.
Good. Yeah, main 6.
Okay, I feel like, yes, it's rarities.
Yeah, it is.
That wig
Yes, you
was
should.
such a great I don't know. I mean,
I think all of them didn't, besides Rarity. Rarity sort of.
I mean, there's room for a nuanced moral in the. Yeah, sure. There's room for a nuanced moral in here, but it seems like they keep settling for the broadest and most basic and most played out of ways to word
Actually, what they
every
should have
single
done-
moral they're trying to say here.
They should have had just a normal symbol rather than a pony and a creature up there. Just some sort of like random symbol up there, you know?
Yeah.
That way you
like
make
how
it
they
more
put,
creature
like,
neutral.
brown fur on like the pony.
Sure, sure.
Let's go. Let's go dance now. Go, 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 go.
Hey, you want to mosh pit?
Go. Boom. Down.
Yeah, you just knew that that had to be included.
Mosh pit! Mosh pit! Mosh pit! Okay, that was adorable. I'm clapping now. That was good.
Now,
This really makes me regret that we're not going to have more development for the Student 6.
I'm
Yeah.
really gonna miss them. I wish
Me
there
too.
were more development.
Yeah, I think
Miss Yoda!
It reminds me of one I was looking forward to as much from the main 6.
well, the thing is, if I had a magic wand, I wish they would have like basically shrunk down Starlight Glimmer's seasons and like cut her back 1 or 2 seasons, and then make that space by earlier introducing the Student 6, because we've only going to get 2 seasons with them, and it feels we should at least have 3 of them. If that
I
makes
agree.
sense.
I agree. They've really grown on us. Dare we say it?
I mean, the Student 6, they've never been like uninteresting. It's like more of like, except for like maybe like Ocellus at the beginning with like her book smart way. Or I mean, like, well, Sandbar, and now it's like Ocellus might seem to be like the most boring one of the Student 6 now.
Honestly, they had me from the start, like, hey, characters the show does seem kind of excited about working with again.
Right.
Granted, they didn't, or at least not particularly extensively. It was, well, we had What Lies Beneath, and their first episode, and
A Rockcliffe and a hard case.
and that was like Yona stepped in for a couple of good moments in that, and then I think otherwise it was just Rockhoof doing poor Rockhoof things.
Again, like I consider that episode to be the catalyst for why I believe Yona is the best creature right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, she was good in it, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's definitely a poor Rockhoof episode.
I mean, for Rockcliffe, it kind of made him like the most interesting of the pillars to me.
Well, he's the only one now who's had his own episode besides Star Swirl the Bearded, and the reason for that is obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And Star Sword of Beard didn't really even get his own episode. It's more of like he was a support character in a Twilight episode.
Yeah.
It's kind of true now that you mention it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so hopefully they might rectify it.
Maybe.
But yeah, this one, like, actually, in a way, you could almost say that they were served about as well here, because, I mean, yeah, Yona was certainly cute in this episode, but, I mean, it's almost like what I was afraid of. Like, for example, okay, she spends all week learning how ponies do things to the point where it's beyond just like, oh, I hope they accept me. It's like she's legit learning a new skill, and she's good at it, like she's confirmed good at it, but because it's the, oh, we just want you to be yourself moral, that she has to, of course, crash and do like everything wrong and go as wrong as possible and not be convincing anyone on the night of the dance. I mean, it's like it keeps showing us how it's onto something that's kind of interesting, and some stuff you haven't seen before, or at very least haven't seen every time you've seen something like this, and then it keeps insisting on the point of it being the stuff you've heard before. The stuff that's
Well, it's
like,
also-
not that clever and not that
Sorry.
insightful or anything like that. But or at least not anymore.
What was
not
also
50 years
what was
ago.
also what was also kind of grating for me was was the Yona's makeover. Honestly, it wasn't a good one. They even had a montage and everything, and Yona's makeover thing was just so cringeworthy.
Yeah, when you
I expected more from Rarity on this, but I mean, I was thinking Suited for. I was thinking, of course, this was a great callback to Suited for Success. But you know what? There could have been so much more done. This really kind of downplayed Rarity's skills, I think, because I guess I don't know whether it's because she was working with a yak versus a pony, but I don't know. I just think Yona's reveal could have been so much better. But yeah, I understand the whole idea. Yeah, it's better to be yourself, but still, maybe I'm nitpicking. I'm sorry if I'm nitpicking. I just can't help it. But it's they could have made Yona look so much better. But hey, that's what you have. That's what you have artists in this fandom for. And I anticipate there'll be many fan art pieces out there of Yona looking 10 times better than what she looked like in there.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make her look bad, but the thing about that is when you were outdone by the look that was literally just putting opalescence on her head, you might want to rethink that.
Very true. And I remember Suited for Success. That's to me, that's one of Rarity's most shining episodes. That was what made me a Rarity fan. And I'm thinking you hear the process and everything and how she really kind of gets into her friends' heads to really know what they like, interpret what they like in fashion. I was expecting her to do that with Yona, but no, I don't.
Well, the thing is, I feel part of the issue is, they sort of played it like they all sort of did it wrong by trying to make Yona the way, but the only one that really of the main six that sort of messed up was Rarity, which she messed up in both the design, it just didn't look right. But she also messed up in that it wasn't functional. It got in the way of the dance.
Yes, and also I think she messed up by trying to make Yona talk normal. To talk like the ponies. I think that was a definite. That seemed. I don't know. I don't know if anyone would say it was out of character for Rarity or not, but. I don't know.
I don't think
it rubbed me the wrong way when Yona was trying to speak like everyone else.
I think it wasn't out of character for Rarity, but it was a bad thing. That was a good thing.
Right. I mean, Yona was saying that she wanted to learn to be like the ponies, and
that's true.
I don't know. I mean, the thing about that is okay, we know what the moral would be there. They basically say it up front. What you should be telling her is that it's for every creature. You should want to be like yourself. And I mean, there was room in there to think that the reason they weren't having her confront that head on is because they wanted to show you how it's nonetheless a little more complicated when you're the one who's actually different, actually seeing that firsthand and deciding how you want it to be. But I mean, I don't know. Instead, like I said, instead of at least having maybe a conversation or a string of conflicts that brings that out, that shows us how it is when Yona is that character who has to deal with all of it firsthand. It ends up just being sort of the usual hijinksy paces. Everybody's like, Yona, you look so off because you are not being yourself. Oh, Yona, show everybody all of Yona's very well practiced skills. Oh no, that went as bad as humanly possible. The whole dance is ruined. Oh, Yona runs away in tears, and because it's Yona, it's heartbreakingly, adorably sad. But if it were,
and then Yona sings sad song.
But if it were any other time this plot has been done, whatever character was in that position would have probably said more or less the same thing running away. But yeah, I don't know. It's so much of what we we have to thank this episode for like some of the early stuff that was fun. It seemed like the animation team was more just entertaining themselves, like all the montage with all the stuff they were throwing at us, and
Right.
the charm of the characters, because the thing with Sandbar and Yona is like that's the scene that we've seen so much that SpongeBob actually made fun of it by having the conversation just being SpongeBob going Pearl the whale somehow knowing what he's saying the whole time and somehow interpreting what she needs to say to him to make it all better from that. But yeah, here though they actually do the conversation, and it's redeemed just by the fact that Sandbar and Yona make for a pretty charming pair. And when Yona says she can never come down from the treehouse or whatever you'd call what they were in, she means she actually has to tie herself to a pillar and ask Sandbar to bring her food and water from now on. It's like I said, the episode, it's just like it has it like it's there. It really like it had the stuff. Like I mean, her pointing at the poster saying that's a picture of a pony and a pony. That's a picture of a pony and pony. Yeah, cultural norm implications. The like making someone feel unwelcome without intending to. Those are almost uncomfortably relevant themes, and instead it settles for the usual paces, and it's just sort of the charm of the characters and the animation at times that makes anything worth it.
And plus, I gotta do that CDC for that other thing.
Well, let me.
Seem to have to build a thought into a whole speech. So,
well, let me say.
Back for a second.
Well, let me say that. First off, Yona Sandbar ship, I approve.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not. It's I will not. This is now my new ship. This is now my new ship. I will totally ship those two. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a brand new build. I'm gonna build this ship. Yep. I approve of this ship so much because it's adorable. It's just so adorable, you know.
So we got Yona and Sandbar, Silver Stream and Gallus, and Smolder and Ocellus.
I thought it was Smolder and Spike. Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind. It's Ember and never mind. That's
the weird
Ember and
thing
Spike.
is, like, they sort of like the show itself seems to be like, well, I don't know what the show itself, but like, I guess earlier on it sort of hinted that like there's a closeness between Spike and Ember, but now it's sort of like Smolder is sort of that too, but also sort of a big sister figure. So
Well,
they can always do. Yeah, they can always do. Somebody out there's can always do a threesome. Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
Whatever. I ain't judging.
I think we can all agree on one thing though.
What's that?
Either Ember or Smolder would both be better pair than Rarity at this point.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they've got Rarity beat on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever they were going to do with that back in the day, I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I think
that ship has matured. I would say
that ship had like one last chance. I felt when Spike got his wings, but like the way Rarity ended up in that episode acting is just like she cares about Spike.
Mm-hmm.
But not in that way, and it's very obvious at this point.
Right.
I mean, they could have like had Spike have to learn a lesson about childhood crushes and stuff, but I don't know. It seemed like they've just gone the route of just kind of sitting on it for a season too long to say that it should really be amounting to anything at this point.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's why I'm so tired. I'm walking around like I'm right.
I mean, if they try to, it will borderline be bringing it back from the dead.
And it doesn't really, and I don't think it really needs to.
I think is like I'm worried they might do that just to be sort of like a
final season.
Like it's a final season reference. Like it's like see, it's bringing it back, but like it just feels like you're kicking a dead horse. Like it just that ship is. It's like you can't let something for like a season one like romantic like for 9 seasons like really not develop it and like expect us to really like it. It's
True.
like
like the shipping trends have already left the Dragon Pony.
Actually, though, what would be
Right.
hilarious is if Spike does end up with someone, and then we get a hint that Rarity is mildly jealous.
No,
no.
Just like Rarity,
please, no.
well, not like as in she wants to win Spike over, but just like she's like, hey, I thought he loved me more than any pony ever, for I am Rarity.
No,
And
then they just really be. Not only would you be beating a dead horse, you'd also be rubbing salt in all the wounds.
Yeah,
You'd be raising it from the dead.
You'd be raising it from the dead.
Undead horse.
You'd be raising it from the dead, then beating it again, and then rubbing salt all over it.
Yeah, literally reminds me of a certain artist's interpretation of the Disparity ship, even involving their child being named after the ship.
What, that Rarity's leading him on or something like that?
Probably.
No,
I don't think so. But
Yeah, one of the before we move on from this and stop beating up AJ's parents.
what? How dare you?
But this is one thing, like one ship I found interesting, which I felt it sort of tackled this as if you'd even seen or listened to like the Bride of Discord thing or read the material, like it ends up with like AJ and Rarity, AJ and Spike getting together. But it also sort of deals with but the main thing I want to bring this up is it sort of deals with the idea that like your first childhood crush, you sort of grow past that, but also it still sort of has weight until you fully move on to someone else sort of thing. Which like I felt that would be an interesting thing for this show to tackle, but I know it's not going to, so I'm just not even getting my hopes up sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
My honest bet they're just going to leave like Spike's shipping like ambiguous. That's what they're probably all the main shipping. Like I think all the main characters are just any sort of shipping or anything like that. They're just going to leave ambiguous.
Probably.
The only one. Let me see. I think the only one that might, if they give any something be sort above that, might be Fluttershy and Discord.
Probably.
But that's like the closest, and even that I doubt.
I mean, come on! It's been like 6 seasons of Fluttercore shipping. I mean, what's the worst that could happen to like not show the love for that ship?
I mean,
Honestly, I don't know. Go ahead.
I would like that to happen, but like even that, like which I said, that is the most likely. And even that, I feel we might get some more like nods, cute little nods here and there. But the thing is, like, sad thing is, I don't even think we're going to get another Fluttershy Discord episode this season, which makes me really sad.
Oh yeah.
Depressing, really.
I don't know if the show's ever been that freak flag fly. If I'm being honest.
What?
Like, I don't know if the show has ever been like that. Let your freak flag fly. It's like, hey, Fluttershy and Discord together.
No, just saying, like, I just don't feel like the main thing I'm just disappointed is like we're not going to get another Fluttershy Discord episode probably this season. Like since the last one was, I think, season 7. And that was like the when Discord asked her over his house and all that, and she actually likes him for who he was. That like actually that was a great episode, but like I really wish there would be one more episode with Discord and Fluttershy this season. It's just I just don't think it's going to happen. I know. I think we pretty much the synopsis is for like the first half, and none of them involve that, and just like,
Probably nuts. Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
oh well.
I mean, honestly, they haven't released all the titles yet. I mean, I don't want to count anything out before I've seen it.
Well, I said the first half, like we sort of, I think maybe besides the 13th or something, like we got most of the episodes before the hiatus. But anyway, let's go back to this episode. Any other thoughts on this episode of Yona or the Student 6?
Mosh pit! Mosh pit!
No idea what to expect from this writer, since he's been in some good stuff, but I mean, like, if you look him up, some of his first credits are stuff, it's stuff for, like, rewriting portions of The Mighty Ducks, which doesn't paint the most hopeful picture.
What, the movies or the TV show?
The movies. Not that either is fantastic.
Yeah, there's the kids sports movie, then there's the Space Ducks from Another Dimension TV show.
That was
90s
like
cartoons.
briefly on when I was starting to watch Disney Channel, and I just did not know what to think.
That's to say that show summarized 90s cartoons so well. Anyway, back to this because we're going off topic again. Not as off topic as you could go.
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah, he brought a standard formula. He seemed to have some fun with it, though, like I said, I don't know quite how much credit he can get for that. Like, I mean, if he wrote the characters this way, like if it was his idea that Yona act very Yona, then sure, he deserves credit for that. But, I don't know, this, like, I mean, am I alone? Like, is anybody else going to call this one a season favorite or something like that so far?
I think it was possibly the cutest episode of the season so far.
It is, yeah.
Cutest,
I would
but
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, but
by virtue of
definitely-
being just
Okay.
a Yona episode, I mean,
Coming.
what's even its competition for that? Oh, we're losing Jen.
Yeah, I gotta run, so I gotta say goodnight, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
So
Good
long.
night.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Oy. Yeah. I don't know, like this. But anyway, yeah, I was saying it's not a particularly ambitious episode, is what I say, and it had the window to be, which is where I'm a little disappointed. But I mean, I think this is going to be just on my card like another sort of B minus. Like, it's cute, it has its charms, but I mean, I'm not going to act like it, went out of its way to show me something special, to be like, hey, you're going to get an experience that is going to stick with you. It's going to be something special for you. You couldn't get this from just any other show. Like other than a yak named Yona who's adorable, I feel like, I could get this from any other show. But not bad. There is a difference.
Like I said, like that's one thing. Like I try to keep myself from getting jaded with is like, especially with kid shows. Like there's always like I say, when this often comes up with like comic book TV shows and all that, which like you have to always, one thing you have to remember is like you have to approach it from, this could be someone's first time experiencing this plot line sort of thing, and you sometimes like tackle from that perspective.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it's one thing. Okay, well, I'll start from the genre itself. I feel like when push comes to shove, the kids shows, kids movies, it's just another genre. It can be done spectacularly, like what Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is a classic. My Neighbor Totoro is a classic. Sesame Street has put out a couple of movies that I think are borderline, at least cult classics to a lot of people. And then you have Oogie Loves, and you have Teletubbies, and you have Booba. And what is Booba? You don't want to know. But, yeah, like...
I remember the horror stories.
But yeah, this kind and then somewhere in the middle you have competent but phoned in. And I mean, no matter what genre it's in, competent but phoned in is competent but phoned in. It passes the time for people, sure, but I mean, it's not going to stick with them particularly unless there's like an aspect of it they latch onto in particular, like what the Mighty Ducks, which is suddenly an appropriate example to use. It's every sports formula movie ever, but a lot of people latch on to the fun the kids in the movie seem to be having with it and just how they were a relatively colorful cast. So, but I don't think many people argue that the Mighty Ducks is a good movie, and like this, as episodes go, it's competent, it's solid. It's got its charms, but yeah, we're watching this show because it's capable of doing a lot better. I know I don't usually take the time to vocalize the be fair part, like, okay, competent and solid and has its charms does not mean bad. I mean, usually when I say the letter grade, I guess I tend to just let the fact that I didn't give it a D or whatnot be the quote-unquote being fair part. But I mean, you know, it's like, no, this, let it be said that this could have been a lot worse, a lot more charmless, and it wasn't. It was fine. But no, that's really all I got.
Anyone else? Anyone else have other closing thoughts on this or further
No,
thoughts?
I think that's pretty much what I thought.
All right. Carlos?
Yeah, for me, this episode was definitely like I definitely agree with like second about competent, but like a predictable sort of type of like episode that it can lose its luster. I mean, the episode is gonna be remembered for the variety of faces, severity, and Yona. Enough so seeing Yona being unnaturally posh and well spoken, but overall, I feel like it's a very successful episode of like for like its entertainment value. I think that about covers it from my perspective. It's just a legitimately like a good episode. Just that it's just like a low tier good.
Yeah, I would say I felt this is this. I would say this is a. I would say this is an A episode for me. There wasn't really any downside. Maybe not A. I think a B plus. I guess is a better way to describe it. Because like I felt this was a nice, cute episode that sort of like helped establish Yona. Like the only thing is like I feel like what you said there was like an issue where you said there was like what was the thing you said earlier a second? Something about like the plot lines are too predictable or something like that, or just like they're too. You expect them to be more ambitious and all that. I think
like there was a window for it to show some ambition, but it settled for the standard sort of way that these plots usually unfold. The dance is a huge disaster where literally everything breaks and.
Yeah, that's the way you're saying. But what I was thinking is actually the real thing from that, from when you said that, it gave me an idea. Is I feel a problem with a lot of these episodes is they're sort of trying to fit too many plot lines in at once, and not in terms of like character references and all that, but more in terms of like there's like sort of an A plot and a B plot. Like there's a conflicting themes that go into these episodes, and so like there's an underlying theme, like in this episode, like a B theme of like she doesn't have to be a pony, she has to be herself, but like that didn't didn't fit well with the actual main story, if that makes sense. Like it was like no one was forcing you to be different sort of thing, but that's where I feel like it feels like they're trying to squeeze too many different themes and all that within an episode, and it creates sort of a little awkwardness.
Yeah. I just like they didn't go all in on it. I mean, we've seen the trying to be perfect and not yourself it for a dance plot done before, and that doesn't not go with the My Little Pony. Hey, different creatures, but we can all live as one and embrace what makes us different and stuff. But I mean, I don't know, they kind of put it on like autopilot. I mean, like, yeah, as far as, you know, should Yona be herself? Is she neglecting being herself? Like that, like throughout that whole montage and stuff, that's not really a factor. It's just like Yona is learning a skill. It's almost like the mix is kind of awkward because they don't actually mix it. They just kind of throw it in and let it sit. if I'm using my descriptive words well. You understand what second opinions say well. I make good descriptions with my words. Yes, no, maybe.
I get it. What you're all saying.
Yes.
But I guess any other closing thoughts on this episode?
Nope.
All right. Guess with that said, see y'all next time.
Goodbye.
We're going dead spike here.